Are you choosing to live? Are you letting circumstances choose your life? Hello, everybody. My name is John Dornoff. It is the dawn of a better life for you, career, and your business. Every Monday, we post on personal growth. On Wednesdays, we post on career growth. On Fridays, we post on business growth. If you hopefully you want to succeed, improve your life, then hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so you won't miss a video. Today, we're talking about how you choose your life. Last Thursday, I lost somebody I knew passed away after a 3-year battle with cancer. Now, this video is not going to be so much about his death, but how he chose to live his life. We all deal with death. I've mentioned this story before, but personally, I had to deal with death a lot earlier than some people do, especially tragic death. When I was in the 7th grade, I was in a small private school. There was actually only 9 students in the entire class. 2 of those students were girls. And just a few months after couple months after school started, one of the girls was murdered by a serial killer. That's something most people should never have to deal with, especially when you're 12 years old. And then when I was 18, my senior year in high school, probably one of the nicer guys I went to high school with died of cancer. There was other tragic deaths in my life. But one of the things that we need to take out of this is how we choose to live. Now, Jeremy, 3 years ago, was diagnosed with cancer. There's 2 ways you can react to it. You can either, oh, woe is me, why is this happening to me? Or you can choose to live. And that's what Jeremy did. Jeremy was a great guy. I mean, he's one of those people that he was always a friend. Whether you just getting to know him or known him a while. I wish I could say I really even knew him better than I did. We had met we both love photography. We both belonged to a photo club, and that's where I first met Jeremy. He was one of those people that was always the first to be willing to help people and, be there for people. He had a family. In fact, he has, he has several children, 2 of which I believe are still in school, and one that is physically and mentally challenged and will need help his whole life. But when he got the cancer, he didn't let it stop him. He didn't change the person he was. He just fought. He tried, to find a treatment that would work for him, including several experimental treatments. But what he did in life, he didn't change the person he was. He was still still helping people out, taking pictures of people for their families or whatever else, just to do it for his people. He also did the things he enjoyed. It didn't let him stop him. He would get out, there were days that he had good days, he had bad days, but he got out, he enjoyed riding his bike, he did that. He continued to live despite having the cancer. Now, there were some, as I said, there were some tough times. Due to insurance reasons and stuff, he used to have to fly to, go to cancer treatments, for experimental treatments. Now, of course, flying until a few months ago was fine. But he had to continue to fly even after the coronavirus. The problem is, if he got the coronavirus, it's probably instant death for him. But he flew, he still had to fly to get to those treatments. His last flight, the plane was full despite the coronavirus. It was still full, so he had to take every precaution possible. But it didn't let him stop him. He continued to fight. The Saturday before his death, he did what he loved. He did one of his bike rides, but then he spent time with his family. The next day he was in the hospital, and a few days later he was gone. But Jeremy was such an inspiration. He continued to fight until the end. He didn't want to have a long, if he was going to go, he didn't want to have one of those cases where he spent months or even years, slowly withering away. He wanted to go quickly, which he ended up doing. He cared about his family. He prepared his family the best he could, both, spiritually and financially, because he cared. But he was still giving even in the end, he was still giving to the community, still giving to his family, still giving to his friends. He continued because that was the person he was. He didn't let cancer change him. He chose to live. One of the things he did during the treatments was have these shirts made up said, "I choose to live." That's the way he lived his life, and that's the way he died, choosing to live the way he wanted to live. I hope all you choose to live. Don't let circumstances, no matter what they are, stop you from being the person you are meant to be.